Well, a very good afternoon to one and all after our luncheon interval as we take up the second half of our racing bull here at Killarney International Raceway, the Power Series, proudly sponsored by Smile 90.4 FM. And our motorcycles are out now. It's the MGA Racing Clubman Classic and Breakfast Ride motorcycles. The first heat was very exciting, where Tyler Weber and Paul Rulu and Piers Canute were having an absolute scrap up front. Piers Canute really a diabolical stop going into Castrol Corner up on the front wheel, reminding me of Top Race Gaglioglu coming into the pits on the BM, the Rocket BM. Yeah, it was absolutely brilliant to watch, but it sort of took himself out of the picture in terms of that, where he could have had race one. I reckon race two is going to be much of the same. And I'm looking to a very exciting race. Coming out of this class, I mean, it was really exciting racing. So let's have a look at heat number 2. It's also a 9-lap once again. And joining me my side here is Jordan Eben. Jordan, I hope race 2 is like race 1.
Yeah, race 1 was filled with a little bit of chaos. Outside a lap, or at the start of lap 1, we had Greg Waddington with that bike somersaulting all over the place in turn 2. I actually went downstairs at lunchtime to go speak to Dylan Anderson, because he told me, or he sent me a message afterwards, and he said it seemed like his life flashed before his eyes, because he locked up the rear wheels because he was right behind Greg, and he said he had to go into the grass and the bike cut out, and he was stressing, but he dropped down all the way to the back and made his way back up to 10th. So that was very impressive. And then I had a chat with Pierce as well, and he said he looked very happy, the massive smile on his face. So I'm sure he's learned a little bit from race 1, and he'll definitely take that into race 2 and make a meal with it.
I think it's going to be extremely exciting. Piers Canute, there's in screen there on your left-hand side, that 77 bike. He's there out of the Westman pit. I hear him winding up that R6 here through our commentary box. And I think we're up for a very exciting race. So we're under starters' orders, and the pleasant John Green stands with the 5-second pedal. He's about to flip it. 5 seconds, gentlemen. Wait for the lights. Lights on. Lights off, and we go racing. And it looks like we might have had a jump start there on the line. I don't know if it's Tyler Weber, but they all go like bats out of hell down into turn number 1. They roll around. We're trying to see who's up on the front there, if I can pick it up. Piers Canute up there. He's right up there again in second place. I'm not sure he's in first place. I don't think it's Tyler Weber. It could be, but a little bit far away from us. We can't zoom in. They go around Castrol Corner. They hit out. They lean left to the King, down towards Interceptor Corner. And already Piers Canute has made his intentions known. Here they come down towards Interceptor as they roll right hand up the Tygerberg straightaway. And up the Tygerberg straightaway they go up to the Sorrel van der Merwe sweep. It's that double right hand twin apex corner. There they go in. You see all the bikes jostling for positions, leaning up on the inside of their buddies as they roll around. Down the back straight they go. Piers Canute giving it absolute 10 tenths as he goes down there. He looks like he wants to take the lead. He goes towards the outside line. He's going to look to cut back on what we call a switchback. There you see him dive back in. It could be Tyler Webb in the front. I can't quite pick up that number. We'll watch them as they come towards the start-finish line once again. And they will know exactly who's there. There's the 4, 5, and 6 bikes coming through. The whole gaggle of bikes up over the lines. Wessel Kruger. No, Wessel Kruger rolling back the years there, but Piers Canute's up on the inside there of turn number 1. And, Wessel was in the top 5, so he's up to have a bit of fun.
So now we look as the lead pack comes into Castrol Corner. Wessel Kruger leading it out after we suspected it was Tyler Weber, but he's actually dropped down to 3rd. And that front 3 is about 5 seconds ahead of 4th place man Wayne Gresser, who's followed by JP Shermers, Willem Billendel, Jamie Hall, Nsana, Willem Lowe, Daniel Anderson, Paul Rulu. Paul Rulu's dropped down quite a bit. So I'm not sure if he was maybe the jump start at the beginning of this race.
He might be. I don't know. So, but we'll find out at the end of the race. We might pick it up on the radio. coming 4, 5, and 6. Here they come. It's going to be Gresser, Shermers, Benadel, Hall, Entersana, Low. The whole pack of bikes rolling there through that double apex right-hander, and they're all going to go hurtling down towards turn number 5. The front three have pulled away, and Wayne Gresser is up front there in that pack as he goes down into Pertamina Fostron corner. That whole gaggle of bikes going in there. There they are. Linus, look at the guys all jostling for positions there on the left-hand side of your screen. Lovely stuff as they come out, and they all choose different lines to try and get the best approach.
So, Francois, I see while you were watching that gaggle behind us, Piers Knut actually made a move on Wessel Kruger and Tyler Weber coming down the back straight on that R6, and now he's absolutely steaming ahead coming into Castrol Corner. He's now a second and a half ahead of Tyler Weber, who managed to get past Wessel Kruger as well. And now that group is now another 10 seconds ahead of the 4th place man, Wayne Gresser. So this mid-pack battle of what looks to be 8 or 9 bikes is definitely going to stir things up.
Well, Jamie Hall in there having a bit of a moment up behind Shermers. And here comes your bikes up towards the Solify and have a sweep. Your front three. We'll wait for the rest of the pack now as they dive down into Decepticon. Corner. Have a look at all those bikes there. Willem Binnedel's in there. Low's in there as well, Willem Low. They're all having an absolute brilliant time now as we go down towards turn number 5. The front three are going down. Piers Knut is, like you said, absolutely hauling.
Yeah, he is looking great now. I think he's finally found his stride, and he is just pulling away as they come now, or as he comes now under the Castrol Bridge and crosses the line into turn 1. But we move back, coming through Pertamina Fostron. We've got this big gaggle now exiting turn 5, led by Wayne Gresser, who actually got past JP Shermers, sorry. So they're going to be battling for that 4th and 5th spot. Jamie Hall actually has made his way past Wayne Gresser.
Right, going out of Castrol Corner now is Piers Knut. There's Tyler Weber going through his head now of Wessel Kruger, so we missed that overtaking maneuver. Here they come. Here's your 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 all coming up now into Castrol Corner. Everyone jostling for positions. There's Willem Low on that green Kawasaki. He's part and parcel of that, and he's down in 8th place. Just goes to show they're all having this great sort of battle. That whole little pack of bikes having a battle, while the front three are absolutely just obliterating the pack as they go down towards turn number 5.
Now we look into 5 as Piers Knut comes in on that number 77 Catman.
The R6 there,
excuse me, R6, and he is still leading away. We still have 6 laps to go, which hasn't made much of a dent in this race so far, but he has really found his way through, crossing the line. Now we move back into that 4th place battle, and below, JP Shermers has now taken that 4th place spot, but I'm sure Jamie Hall is going to be on his tail. Now they're only 2 seconds behind him. This is getting crazy, Francois. There's now 5 or 6 bikes all right on each other's nose and tail.
JP Shermers crosses the line. He's followed there by Jamie Hall. Then it's Wayne Gresser, Paul Ruler, Willem Low, Willem Benadel, Dylan Anderson, Lubabala Ntasana, and Shandon Thompson. That's that whole group there, rolling there into holes at the moment. That's turn number 1. And the battle is quite frenetic there as the leaders go into Castrol Corner. And now the rest of the field following. There's Willem Benadel on that green Kawasaki. Is very noticeable. But Piers Knut has absolutely turned the taps wide open.
Now I'll jump back now. The best lap from Piers Knut, a 1:19.592. And he is screaming ahead now, 2.5 seconds in front of that 76 bike of Tyler Weber. They now coming through turn 5 and making their way onto the main straight, but we've moved back now through Sorrel Sweep and onto the back straight. This group is just getting it's getting spread up. I see that 163 of Wessel Kruger has found his own little gap that he is making his way through, and it is still getting a bit violent.
Yeah, no, there's great battles going down into turn 5. Going up towards turn number 2 now is your leader now, Piers Knut. There we see him come rocketing up towards Castrol Corner. And look at the lead that he's eked out over Tyler Weber. Weber is using the power of that quacker to try and reel him in. Wessel Kruger on that old sling of Suzuki of his having absolute fun there as he rolls out of Castrol Corner. The rest of the team coming up now into... there they go now through Interceptor Corner. Your front three getting very spread out. Piers Canuti is really riding a brilliant race here. Well managed.
I see JP Shermers has also found his way through fourth coming into Interceptor Corner. Now he's on his own. He's found some legs and he's managed to get ahead. But now we jump back to the front as Piers Canute makes his way down the back straight towards turn 5, Pertamina Fostron, with what's coming up to be 3 laps to go. He is still putting in better times. Actually, no, I lie. Sorry, he's still on his 119.592. But I'm sure with all this clean air and no possibility of running up to back markers yet, I think he'll be sitting here for a while.
Well, the question beckons, they're down in turn 5. Piers Canuti, is he a rising talent? There comes that whole gaggle of bikes that you said were spread out there. You can see Shermer's Rulu Hall coming through there. Lowe's comes through there. Cresses dropped down into Sana, then Binnedal and Anderson. They're all there now in turn 5. The whole lot of them in there. There's a bit of a dice, someone getting taken out on the outside there, trying as they may. You don't want to come on the outside. It's a wide line, and the guys just gap you up on the inside. There goes Binnedal over the line, so that is down in 10th place. So that's all 11, 12, 13, 14 that comes through there. Some great racing out there at the moment.
Looking as they come into turn 1, Holes Hook. I believe that is the gaggle of Jamie Hall, Willem Lowe, Wayne Cresser. Actually, no, I lie. Willem Lowe and Jamie Hall are coming into Castrol Corner turn 2, making their way out currently. And then we've got a big group of Shandon Thompson, Wayne Cresser, Lubabalo Ntana, and Dylan Anderson, all fighting for that little gaggle.
Yeah, no, having a great time there. And the big Harley. I see the big Harley there out of Stavro Michel out there. And he's doing a 131 out there. That's way off the pace of the front. But anyhow, they're out there. Your leader coming into turn 1, Piers Canute, followed there by Tyler Weber. And Tyler Weber has got the stronger bike, but not being able to catch him there. Up behind him, Wessel Kruger on that old bike, working his way through. Here's your 4th place man, JP Shermers, who's worked his way through. He'll be followed there by Paul Rulu, comes through. And up behind him will probably be the man, Jamie Hall, down from Neisler. There's Jamie Hall, crosses the line. And have a look, see what happens now. There's Willem Lowe, Jamie Hall, Lubabalo Ntana, Willem Binnedal, Wayne Cresser, Dylan Anderson, and Shannon Thompson has dropped down the line.
Now we look as they make their way through turn 1. That group is still spreading itself out a little bit, but that battle in that 65 of Jamie Hall on that classic, he seems to be putting pace to these sports and superbikes here, especially the 1 liters, as we see Dylan Anderson coming on the back of Shandon Thompson. Now moving back into turn 5, we see Piers Canute coming to start his last lap of this race. He is, I'm sure, feeling fantastic. The bike is up to heat. The track is up to heat. I'm sure that's why he's doing so well. The tires are nice and warm, and I'm sure he's going to take this to the end.
Well, like I said, this is a 600 track, and he's been cracking on the pace. Those times of a 120 are pretty impressive. There comes Tyler Weber through, and he's going to get followed there by Wessel Kruger on that sling. He goes through. So we've got classics being mixed up there with Clubman bikes, and it's nice to see. I mean, Wessel Kruger, lots of talent. Tyler Weber in screen chasing Piers Canute, and they work their way through. There's that big Harley Davidson of Stavro Michel coming through there. He says that thing's a beast. He says it goes around the corner, it slides all over the show. It's like a motor car. The back end wants to step out.
Yeah, that thing is an absolute monster, and I'm sure, I mean, even though it may not be the fastest bike on the circuit, it's definitely one to look at. Now, coming around the last 2 corners of the circuit, we look at Piers Canute through turn 4 and onto the back main. He has found his own, finally, after that difficult race 1 where he struggled fighting against Tyler Weber. But I see Tyler Weber's actually dropped down to 5th place. I'm not sure what's happened to him. I wonder if he got caught up by a back marker or something there, Francois. But now we watch as Piers Canute on his excuse me, number 77, Yamaha R6 makes its way to the line and takes this win for race 2.
What a fantastic ride from the young man. Brilliant stuff there. Coming up over the line there, it's going to be Tyler Weber. Yeah, changed Tyler Weber, then, Wessel Kruger came in second, then Tyler Weber. My apologies. Here comes Shermers. No, it is Weber. Shermers is third. Weber's dropping down the order. He's down in fourth place. And then Paul Ruler there in fifth, coming through. So, great racing. And I must admit that Piers Canute really strategized well from the get-go.
Yeah, I agree with you. He knew exactly what he needed to do after that race 1. He had a calm and cool head, and he really pulled it off with a, I think that was an 11 or 12 second gap between him and Wessel Kruger.
Yeah, no, look, like you say, he plotted it correctly and he checked out, and that's the way he did it. And it's actually a very good way to do it. If you can get away in the beginning, then you've got basically just to have to hold your ground.
I do see, though, unfortunately, Jamie Hall did have to pull out of this race with 1 lap to go, which is very unfortunate. But what a race from these MGA Racing Clubman Classic Breakfast Run bikes. And now we move on to Sports and GT.